Hi, welcome back to my channel. On May 2nd and 3rd, the A Million Lives Book Festival, an event for romantasy authors and readers billed as the perfect event to make more bookish friends, did, in every sense of the word, occur in Baltimore, Maryland. But was it the perfect event the website advertised?
Look at all the sports space. Get your aerobics in here. So many activities.
Come on in. Sorry, we're kind of just getting cozy. We're waiting for chairs. If they show up, if they don't, this was unique.
No, it was actually a complete disaster. It was so bad, I'm still thinking about it a month later. It feels like the opposite of those lookalike contests that were happening at the end of last year, where instead of a lot of people going for free and having a good time, a few people went and paid way more than they should have and didn't get shit. The first mention I could find of this event was from October of 2023 with this TikTok from the Archer Fantasy Events account. All it says is there will be an event in spring of 2025 and there's more info coming soon. Over the next year and a half, there were more posts about it, advertising authors who would be there, describing the aesthetic for various parts of the event, offering sales, and even announcing the second A Million Lives Book Festival coming in 2026, all before they had even done it once. And looking at some of these TikToks, there were definitely clues that something was amiss. Like this one, announcing the influencers who would be at the festival. The audio got removed from this, but my guess is probably something like, but drop a book to you, drop a book again, but. I'm not like super on book talk, because I read books for adults. Despite the fact that there's a bookshelf behind me in all my videos, I don't think any of these books are actually mine. My books are all in this bag on the floor next to the bookshelf. Like Trust Exercise by Susan Choi. Classic. Can't wait to read her new book. Already pre-ordered it. Come As You Are. Classic. Read this book if you do want to have sex one day. Acting Through Song. Classic. Read this book if you want to get a certificate in musical theater. Oh, The Upright Citizens Brigade Comedic Manual. Classic. Read this book if you don't want to have sex. The Will to Change. And you know this isn't performative because it's in a tote bag and not on display in my apartment. Jazz by Toni Morrison. My Birthday Buddy. We were both born on February 18th of the different years. Also in there was this card from when I played AYSO soccer in 2004. You already know this stays in the top loader. There is one thing on the bookshelf that's mine. It's the foot. What was the point of this? Why did I talk about the book? But I'm not on Book Talk like that, so I don't recognize any of these people. If I wanted to learn more about them, good luck! None of the people are credited while they're on screen. It doesn't say their name or their username or their social security number. And none of their links are in the description of the TikTok. So this is really just like, hey, watch a bunch of people drop a book. And that's not gonna get people to buy tickets. I don't know them. Or this TikTok announcing the actual tickets for the event. They sold 300, or I guess they tried to sell 300 one-day tickets for $50, 500 tickets for $150, and 400 tickets for $250. That last one is the only ticket that gets you into the Lavender Romance Ball. But like, why do they have the least number of tickets for the least expensive option? That's not how these things work. For once in your life, you're right, Harry. It's hard to find an exact number for what percentage of tickets should be premium, unless you're the Google AI, in which case it's always 8%. It obviously varies from event to event and venue to venue and for a bunch of other factors, but I don't think anywhere did I see a number close to 33%. Baseball stadiums don't have the most seats right behind home plate. The cheapest ticket gets you access just for one day of the festival. The middle ticket gets you a swag bag, meetups, access to the vendor hall. You get both days of it. And the most expensive one gives you access to the Lavender Romance Ball, one of the marquee events for the A Million Lives Book Festival. Venue reveal. It's happening at a convention center. The audio on this is that Benson Boone song. You know the one, because I haven't heard a second Benson Boone song. So it's just like the top 8 Google image search results for the Baltimore Convention Center, and then you got Benson in the background going, "Please Get your Dreammaker ticket to make sure you will be able to attend our Lavender Romance Ball. This includes dessert, entertainment, dancing, and more. There are a lot of TikToks advertising the Lavender Romance Ball. Some would say it's the only part of A Million Lives that actually got its own advertising.
There's been some stuff brought up about a company not giving refunds because of an incident, so we just wanted to clear up our refund policy since there's been some questions. It is a no refund, but if for big extremes, something big happened.
If something big happened, like none of the advertised parts of our event actually happened, then we would issue a refund. The most damning evidence that something wasn't missed is the view counts and likes on these. Remember, there were 1,200 tickets available for this event. Most of these TikToks are not breaking 50 likes. It's just clear that there's not the level of engagement you'd expect from an event that's gonna have more than 1,000 people. But after months of preparation, it was finally time for the actual event, and this is what it was.
Here we are at the Million Lives Ball. Look at the ball. We're gonna...
Decorations between none and a smattering of rose petals. Signs telling you where to go? None. Panels? They weren't always on time, but there actually were some. Chairs for people attending those panels? Now, what, are we made of money?
Come on in. Sorry, we're kind of just getting cozy. We're waiting for chairs. If they show up, if they don't, this was unique.
Would you believe me if I told you the panels get worse? You would, because everything at this event has gone poorly. Fair enough. Both the BIPOC writers and queer writers panels were moderated by this guy, who is Grace's husband.
Now, why would you send your husband to moderate the BIPOC panel when you have nothing to do with the industry? None.
It's possible that she just didn't have anybody to moderate the panel and she was like, he can do it, he's here. It's the sort of banal afterthought racism that I'm sure all of the writers on the panel are far too familiar with. Music for the Lavender Ball provided by a Bluetooth speaker on a chair. Looking at TikToks of this event, you get a sense of how empty this whole thing was. There's so much concrete and so many blank walls where there should be decor and so much just empty space. I feel bad for the people who bought tickets for this, especially because every attendee I've seen was fully dressed up for this. There was clearly a lot more effort put into what clothes people were gonna wear on the day than the actual event itself. Remember, 1,200 tickets were for sale. The first day had between 20 and 30 attendees. That is not a lot. I've been to baby showers with more people. They did more than triple that number on the second day, which had between 80 and 100 people, and that's the kind of growth we like to see. Start astronomically low, so when you get to just really low, that growth line is going straight up. But the authors were told that between 500 and 600 tickets had been sold. I am fascinated by this lie. Your way to assuage the fears of these people who are worried they're not gonna be able to sell any books is don't worry. We almost sold half the tickets. Huh? And then when the authors showed up on the day, were they just not gonna notice there were 470 people missing? They bought space at the event and shipped books to Baltimore and scheduled pregnancies around this event.
Because so many people were going that I wanted to see and hang out with, I planned a lot of major life events around A Million Lives. I'm currently pregnant with twins. I planned my pregnancy around this event like a clown.
All to see the concrete floor in front of them. Easily the most viewed video on this account is the apology for the event being bad.
Hi everybody, I am wanting to issue a formal apology. I do understand that the ball tonight was not set up to standards. There were a lot of issues with getting set up and it was not set up well. I want to apologize. If you would like a refund, please contact me and I will issue a refund immediately. Thank you.
And the text posts with the formal statement and the refund policy still have like a sound attached to them. They're not just a text post because that wouldn't go viral enough. So you click on the official statement from Archer Management and you immediately hear we take full responsibility for the way this event was handled. We are
doing. Full refunds for every attendee, author, and vendor.
I just feel like if there was ever something to not put a sound from Aesthetic Beats next to, it's saying that you're canceling all future events. I can't overstate how loud. It's so loud. The other glaring red flag is the website, which remains largely unchanged since the event 2 weeks ago. Hi there, I'm Grace, and I'm the organizer of Archer Management. Books are my therapy, and I normally have at least one with me at all times. As a kid, I was a huge reader. Some of my favorites are Nancy Drew, Narnia, and any book by Jane Austen. Not a great sign when an avid reader is not an avid grammar user. The website is littered with little errors like this. Nothing that makes it illegible, but you'd expect a little more proofreading from someone who cares about the written word. I started reading again after we adopted a sweet little boy. We? Who's we? Did I adopt a child too? Can I redo my taxes and claim him as a dependent? Books have helped me so much over the last couple years, and I have met so many amazing people in the bookish community. I started this company because I wanted to share my love for reading with others and make them affordable so anyone can attend. Can attend the book? Like, obviously she's talking about making events more affordable. You're not gonna beat libraries on the making books affordable front. There's just such a lack of care in this writing. And this is a Wix website, so it's not sexy and fuckable like it would be if you use Squarespace. These buttons here near where you can barely tell it says contact us actually go to the Wix.com social pages. So if you want to contact Wix and tell them their websites are not hot like Squarespace websites are, you've got easy access. Easy access? Get it? Our core values. We are here to host events to help build the bookish community. As much as I hate corporate speak, one of your values shouldn't be the type of business that you are. Here at Wendy's, our values are making hamburgers for you. We support both traditionally and independently published authors. Great. Love it. This one starts off really strong. No discrimination for pronouns, religion, format of reading, genres of reading, or how much you read. Like, I get what they're going for. People are actually discriminated against for being part of the LGBTQ community or for their religion. It's good to openly be like, we are not, if you want to do that, get the fuck out of the community. Discriminating against someone for their ability to read is actual discrimination. Discriminating against them for how much they read is not. That's just bullying. I'm assuming, based on my own personal lived experience, that that is there for the people who love being on Book Talk, but only read the dialogue or skim through pages if they feel like the book is going kind of slowly.
Wow, that's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not reading them.
It's crazy to be on Book Talk and not like reading. You don't have to do it. The author put words there for a reason. They weren't just trying to fill pages like this was a college essay. It still says the schedule for the event is coming soon. It still has all of the interest forms for A Million Lives 2026. I'm guessing this website is gonna stay the way it is until Grace cancels her Wix subscription and the whole thing goes down. It seems like the silver lining around this is all the authors who were scammed at it have trauma bonded. The authors have also banded together and set up a page where people can support the authors who spent a lot of money getting ready for this event and didn't sell a lot of books because no one was there. And the Book Talk community as a whole has rallied together to support each other, which is great. That's what these in-person events are supposed to do. They're supposed to strengthen the community that exists in an online space. Okay, but why does this keep happening? It feels like, especially since the COVID lockdowns have ended, there have been more of these poorly planned events held together by construction paper and a prayer, organized by companies you've never heard of before. Obviously, bad events have always and will always be a thing. DashCon was more than a decade ago. Firefest was before I graduated high school. But since 2020, we've had this, Willie's Chocolate Experience, the Detroit Bridgerton Ball, Readers Take Denver, and many more. It's always an issue of over-promising and under-delivering, or as it's called in the business world, lying. Just straight up lying to the people you're selling tickets to the vendors who will be at your event, to the people working there, to everyone involved. Like, maybe it's because the only thing worse than a bad event is a canceled event. Because if you cancel, then you have to give everybody a refund. But when it goes this badly, you're gonna give everybody a refund anyway. And you've got a stain on your reputation, so if you wanna try to do this again, people are gonna be super apprehensive. It's not like you don't know how many tickets you've sold. You know the whole time. Again, this made me think of the lookalike contest because they feel like two sides of the same coin. They're both about a group of people who are pretty online, coming together to try to have fun. A bad lookalike contest would just be showing up at a park and being kinda bored for an hour. And that's fine. I've done that before in my own life. But when the barrier of entry is 150 bones for something that they've never heard of before, people are gonna wait and see if the first one went well, and then they'll go again next year. Paul Dano lookalike contest, who wins? Mir Kunkin Dassner. And may I present the nuclear option. Part of that is you only see these events when something goes really wrong. No one's writing an article or making a TikTok spilling the tea about an event that they paid for, attended, and had somewhere between an okay and a good time at. So, I was at the Chicago White Sox New York Mets game on Tuesday, and let me just say, it was fine. The food was kind of expensive, but you know, it's ballpark food. You know it's gonna be a little more expensive anyway. My girlfriend and I ate dinner beforehand, so we just got some like ice cream and a helmet, and that was fun. There were a couple of rowdy people near us, but security dealt with them when they needed to. There were also some kids around us who were really loud, but that's what kids do at a baseball game. So yeah, that's the tea. Announced in October of 2023. Event in May of 2025. 18 months, right? To November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 19 months. And then this was the event. It just feels like someone who likes books and was like, what if I threw an event? And that was the entire thought process. Is putting on a great event hard? Yeah, for sure. There's a whole job called event planner for a reason. Sometimes you're not even an event planner. You're just a planner for one specific type of event because that's how badly people want it to go well. In 18 months, this is inexcusable. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and you wouldn't mind leaving a like or subscribing, I would really appreciate that. Shout out to reading. Shout out to books. Shout out to the New York Public Library. I hate that they're closed on Sundays. If I can get a little pedantic at the end of a YouTube video that I made, all of the headlines and TikToks and probably the thumbnail of this video calling this the Fyre Fest of Book Talk are wrong. It's not. The issue with Fyre Fest was they sold like 5,000 tickets and then they didn't have shit for any of those people. A Million Lives sold almost no tickets, so the people who got screwed over the most were the authors and the vendors and the people trying to get their name out there and start selling their books. It's not like the people most screwed over by Fyre Fest were the bands. I think all things considered, they got out of it pretty okay. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. It does mean a lot to me, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Please stay! I need you right now! Please! My cat does not like Benson Boone. Toll violation notice. It's my final notice. They're gonna tow my car. My car that I drive all over New York City. Get a fucking clue. Scammers.